Hi everybody, old guy here. Sorry for the delay. I've been indisposed with, typical old guy complaints. Goiter, gout, sciatica, which I always thought should be the name of a superhero. Sciatica, god of back pain. And lumbago, which I guess is the same as sciatica. I'm not really all that read up on the classic complaints. And it's October and it's time for scary books, and here we have Ghost Fleet, boo, which, sorry, isn't really a scary book. Fooled you, my little joke. It's actually a techno-thriller, and techno-thrillers are really a blast, literally. Someone's blasting something every 3 seconds or so, usually after 5 to 15 pages of technical description of blastee and or blaster blasting what, in what manner, and with what drawbacks, overcome by what fixes, jury rig or no, that allows said blasting to occur, followed by the blastee blaster's countermeasures or lack thereof. Essentially, it's 5 pages of fiction, 500 of schematics. Now, I exaggerate, of course, and with love, because I love techno-thrillers, from, The Hunt for Red October to anything by Larry Bond. They are a nonsensical combination of hard sci-fi and political thriller, and they're just a lot of fun, as long as you suspend a lot of belief and understand that character and plot development take a back seat to the tech. In fact, the plot is father to the AI. Which is the main drawback to the genre. A lot of the events driving the book to the schematics are nonsensical. Which is the case in this one. First, an internal political group in China has overthrown the CCP and Politburo and replaced it with the CCP and Politburo. Except it's now called the Directorate. Anyways, those dastardly directorate leaders, not to be confused with the CCP Politburo, have been stealing good old American know-how for decades. Not like any other previous incarnation of any Chinese political system or leaders, no sir. And they use it to launch a dastardly Pearl Harbor kind of attack on Pearl Harbor, and on the rest of the U.S. military through a series of cyber, EMP, and spaceborne weaponry that completely destroys the American Navy, Air Force, and everything else down to the post office, with the help of the Russians, who have colluded with the Directorate and participated in the attacks. Like I said, suspend a lot of belief. The U.S. is helpless before the new world order of Directorate and Russian military conquests, all done in, except for the Ghost Fleet. Yep, that group of mothballed ships and carriers and Aegis cruisers and whatnot anchored off San Diego awaiting the scrapyard. See, none of those were built with the dastardly compromised Directorate computer chips, which have backdoors built into them, allowing Directorate missiles to home on modern Navy ships and blow them up. Can't do that with these dinosaurs, no sir. So Captain Jack Simmons, one of the only survivors of this newest Pearl Harbor attack, is tasked with sweeping the mothballs off this mothball fleet and taking the fight back to the CCP, Directorate. And then the fun begins. And it's a lot of fun. One of the ships has an honest-to-God railgun mounted that just wreaks havoc when employed. That is, when it's not broken, which is like every 5 minutes, at just about the most inopportune moment. And there's space pirates with letters of marque. No kidding. There's also plenty of weirdness, if that's not weird enough, such as a subplot involving a serial killer and a Russian criminal investigator that may or may not have anything to do with the rest of the novel. And there is a contrived conflict between Captain Simmons and his CPO father, who is pressed back into service under his son's command. The conflict between them is that old "you were never there for me" cliche that, people who are about 15 or 14 think is an actual issue between father and son, and really should be nothing but a whiff of memory tempered with adult understanding when you reach a point in your life when you're, say, the captain of a ship. I mean, think about it. How many of your 15-year-old selves wanted daddy to be home with you all the time, watching everything you do? And available for that critical game of catch, the absence of which will so traumatize you that you'll grow up to be a serial killer. Maybe that's where the novel Serial Killer came from. So it is relevant. Old guy here. See you later.